Hi everyone, welcome to Grstalks. So today I am here to share my interview experience with Glenwood Systems. So recently I got placed in Glenwood Systems LLC. So it is also called as L-Cube Innovative Solutions. And coming to the recruitment process, it consists of mainly 3 rounds. The first round is written round, and the second one is programming round, and the third one is technical round. And there is no HR interview, that is a HR round. So coming to the written round, we consisting of 3 modules. The first one is aptitude, and the second one is reasoning, and the third one is MCQs based on Java language. So both aptitude and reasoning are quite easy, and even the MCQs are also easy. So if you know the basics of Java, so you can easily crack it. So after clearing the first round, you will be selected for the programming round. So programming consisting of 2 questions. So you have to solve any one of them. So if you solve any one of them, you will be shortlisted for the third round. So the coding round also quite easy. They have given me the basic problems. So you can code either in C or Java. So they're asking you only for the Java skills only, because the Glenwood Systems is a product based company. That means they have their own product and they should develop their own product only. So if you got placed in that company, you should work on their own product. There is no service. So you should be thorough, you should have thorough knowledge on Java language. So coming to the final round, that is the technical round. So in the technical round, they will test your complete knowledge. So here the deal comes. So if you enter into the final round, that is technical round, they tested you on basics of C language. So they asked me some questions on C language, up to 10 questions. So I correctly answered 8 or 9 questions. So some of the example questions are: what is the difference between structures and unions? So how can you manage the memory of structure and unit? And next, what is typecasting? So how many typecastings are there? Next, implement the process of typecasting. So these kind of questions are asked me in the interview. And after completing the basic questions from C language, they moved to Java language. So because their company works on the Java platform, so in the Java language they asked me some basic questions like what is Java. So I explained that Java is an object-oriented programming language. So they asked me to explain the concepts of object-oriented programming language. So I already explained everything about the object-oriented programming language, and in depth they tested me on Java up to 15 questions. So some of the questions like what is polymorphism, can explain runtime polymorphism, and how can you implement method overriding and method overloading. So these kind of questions will be asked from the Java language. And after completing the Java, so they asked me, do you know about anything about HTML? So I replied, yes, I know about HTML. Then they gave me a simple what we call it as one registration form. So she took the paper and draw some registration forms. She asked me to code that registration form in using HTML code. So I designed the code for that registration form. So after that I got nearly 7 questions from DBMS, database management system. They asked only basic questions like create a table called student and insert some values called student ID and student name. And then after that you have to retrieve all the values at a time from the table, and then you have to choose the what is the primary key and foreign key for the table, what is the unique ID in the table. So these kind of basic questions are asked from database management systems. After completing all the questions from various platforms, so she told me that be prepared well in Java and HTML, CSS, because they are offering me a full stack developer role. So I have to work on many platforms like JavaScript, C, database management system for connecting the data using servers. So I have to prepare everything on that. So she gave me some suggestions regarding that. So finally, I would like to give some small suggestions to the persons who are going to face interviews in the future. So you will get 2 types of HRs. So the first person is going to test your communication skills and your confidence levels. So if you got that kind of HR, so you will be so lucky, because you can manage them with your communication skills and your attention. So in case of product based companies, they don't care about your communication skills. They completely focus on your knowledge and how much do you know in the subject. So that kind of persons are there. So if you are going to test about communication skills, so you can easily crack the interview. But in case of subject, so you have to answer every questions and be careful while answering the questions. So if you don't know the answer, you can say them directly that you don't know the answer. So be genuine in front of them. So but don't use I don't know about this all the time. You can tell them about 1 or 2 times only. So if you really don't know the answer, then you can manage them by connecting that question with already related to questions which you already know. So by the way, you can manage the interview. I would like to thank Grstalks for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my interview experience with you. I hope my interview experience will help you all. So subscribe to Grstalks and share their videos along with your friends.